Hello children, welcome to Vector Linear Figures Part 2 Class 9. In this part, I will explain the different types of quadrilaterals. Okay, so let's start from quadrilaterals. So what is a quadrilateral? It is a special type of polygon which has 4 sides. Okay, in the first part we have already discussed about polygon. Polygon having 3 sides is called triangle. Polygon having 4 sides is called quadrilateral. 5 sides then pentagon. Okay, so quadrilateral is a polygon. Okay, polygon having 4 sides. Okay, so let us draw a rough figure of a quadrilateral. Suppose ABCD is a quadrilateral. Okay, how many vertices are there? 4. Vertices 4, as you can see. Angles also 4. Angle A, angle B, angle C, angle D. Sides 4. Okay, polygon having 4 sides. Sides 4. Then diagonals. How many diagonals are there? 1, 2. 2 diagonals are there. Okay. Now this is a very simple polygon. Only 4 sides. Moreover, you have been studying about quadrilaterals from lower classes, so you already know that the number of diagonals is 2. Okay. But suppose a polygon has 10 sides. How to find the number of diagonals? Although it is not in your syllabus, just for information I am giving this. How to find the number of diagonals? The formula is number of diagonals for any polygon having n sides is equal to n into n minus 3 by 2. Remember this formula, n into n minus 3 by 2. 4 sides, then 2 diagonals. Let us check whether this formula will give us the number of diagonals or not. N is 4 here, so 4 into 4 minus 3. What is 4 minus 3? 1. Okay, so 4 into 1 is 4. 4 by 2 is 2. So number of diagonals is 2. Now for a triangle, there are no diagonals in a triangle. Let us check using this formula. N is 3. N is 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. Okay, 3 into 0 is 0. 0 by 2 is 0. So number of diagonals is 0. Suppose a polygon has 6 sides. Let us say 8 sides. Okay, suppose a polygon has 8 sides. The number of diagonals will be n is equal to 8. 8 minus 3 by 2. 2 4 is 8. 4 into 5, that is 20. So an octagon, 8 sides means octagon, and octagon will have 20 diagonals. Okay, so this may come in your Olympiad exam, so I gave this formula to you, but it is not in your class 9 syllabus. So this is the formula for number of diagonals. Next, sum of angles. Sum of interior angles. Okay, you can use the formula n minus 2 into 180 degree, which I have given in part 1. N minus 2 into 180 degree. What is n? N is 4. Number of sides is 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 into 180 is 360 degree. Okay, so these are basics about a quadrilateral. In this part, we will be discussing about some specific types of quadrilaterals. Okay, so let us start with kite. The first quadrilateral, special quadrilateral is kite. Okay. Now, what is the definition of a kite? You have to remember the definition and the properties that I am going to give. First, I will give definition. Then I will give all the properties of the given quadrilateral. You have to remember the definition and also the properties. Okay. So the definition of a kite is, it is a quadrilateral, okay, in which two pairs of adjacent sides are equal. Okay, so it is a quadrilateral in which two pairs of adjacent sides are equal. Let us see. Okay, so this is A, B, C, D. These two sides will be equal and these two sides will be equal. Okay, so this is a kite. You have already seen kite from your childhood. Okay, so this is a kite. You can see these two pair, one pair means these two sides forming one pair, these two sides forming another pair. So two pairs of adjacent sides are equal in a kite. This is the definition of a kite. Then now let us move to properties. Properties. Number one, one pair of opposite angles are equal. One pair of opposite angles are equal, not both. Okay, here for this quadrilateral, angle B will be equal to angle D. For this figure, okay, but angle A and angle C are not equal. Okay, only angle B and angle D are equal. This can be proved using congruency, but I am not proving. Okay, I am just giving the properties. Otherwise, it will be very lengthy. The next property is, one diagonal is the perpendicular bisector of the other diagonal. One diagonal is the perpendicular bisector of the other diagonal. So let us form the diagonals. Join AC and BD. This will be 90 degree. Diagonals will be perpendicular to each other. Suppose this point is O, then this side will be equal to this side. Means OB will be equal to OD. But OA and OC will not be equal. Okay? OA and OC will not be equal. So we can write here AC perpendicular to BD and OB is equal to OD. So these are the two properties of a kite. You have to remember the definition, then you have to remember the properties. Okay, so this is about kite. Now we will move to trapezium. Next is trapezium. Now what is a trapezium? It is a quadrilateral in which one pair of opposite sides are parallel to each other. Okay? It is a quadrilateral in which one pair of opposite sides are parallel to each other. So let us draw a trapezium. You can see AB is parallel to DC, so this is a trapezium. Okay, so this is the definition of a trapezium. Next is properties. It has only one property. Two pairs of co-interior, also called allied angles, are supplementary. Two pairs of allied angles will be supplementary. In this case, angle A plus angle B will be 180 degree. Angle A plus angle B will be 180 degree because AB is parallel to DC. Okay, they are co-interior angles. Okay, angle A and angle B are also co-interior angles. Okay, but the sum will not be 180 degree or they will not be supplementary because AD is not parallel to BC. So don't think that angle and angle B will be supplementary. No. Also, angle C and angle D will also not be supplementary because AD is not parallel to BC. Only angle A plus angle D will be 180 degree and angle B plus angle C will be 180 degree. Okay, so this is the only property in case of a trapezium. Now let us move to isosceles trapezium. Next is isosceles trapezium. Now it is also a trapezium, okay, but it is a little special. An isosceles trapezium is a trapezium in which the non-parallel sides are equal. Okay, it is one extra property. Okay, in this trapezium, the non-parallel sides are equal. Remember this, okay? Since it is a trapezium, therefore one pair of opposite sides will be parallel. So AB parallel to DC and extra the non-parallel sides will be equal. So AD is equal to BC. This is the definition of an isosceles trapezium. Now we will go for properties. Okay. Now we will go for properties. Number 1, two pairs of allied angles are supplemental. Just like a trapezium, it is also a trapezium. So it is a special trapezium. So it will have the same property as a trapezium has. Okay. So two pairs of allied angles will be supplementary. That means here angle A plus angle B will be 180 degree. Okay, because AB parallel to DC. Also angle B plus angle C will be 180 degree because AB parallel to DC. So this is the first property. This property was in isosceles, was in a simple trapezium also. The next property will be base angles are equal. Base angles means angle A, angle B. Angle A equal to angle B. Also, if you rotate the trapezium such that BC will be below and AB will be above. Okay, imagine that you rotate this trapezium in such a way that DC will be here and AB will be here. In that case, D and C will be base angles. So they will also be equal. Okay. So angle D is equal to angle C, or angle C is equal to angle D. So base angles are equal. The third property is diagonals are equal. Means AC and BD will be equal. Okay, diagonals will be equal. So remember these three properties of an isosceles trapezium. Next we will move to parallelogram. Next we will move to parallelogram. Parallelogram can be written like this: parallel GM. Okay, so no need to write parallelogram. Whenever you want to show that a figure is a parallelogram, just you can write parallel and GM. Okay. You already know what a parallelogram is from your lower class. Still, I am giving the definition. It is a quadrilateral in which opposite sides are parallel to each other. Opposite sides are parallel to each other. Okay. So let us draw a parallelogram. This is A, B, C, D. AB is parallel to DC and AD is parallel to BC. So this is a parallelogram. Okay. Now let us go for the properties. Number one property, opposite sides are equal. That means in this case AB equal to CD and AD is equal to BC. So remember this, in a parallelogram opposite sides are equal. Next property is opposite angles are equal. In this case, angle A equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle B. Okay. Next, each diagonal bisects the parallelogram. I will explain the meaning of this. Each diagonal bisects the parallelogram. Let us join AC. Okay. Let us join AC. When I join AC, I get one diagonal AC. Okay. You can see this diagonal AC has divided the parallelogram into two triangles, triangle ABC and triangle ADC. Now bisect means these two triangles are congruent to each other. Okay, this is the meaning of bisect. Okay, so triangle ABC will be congruent to triangle. If you take the correct order in the chapter congruency, I have told you that order is very important in congruency. So randomly I cannot write ABC congruent to ADC. ABC will be congruent to CBA. This is the correct order. We can prove this. Okay, you can easily prove this by SSS postulate. AB equal to DC, BC equal to AD, AC is common. So by SSS postulate, you can easily prove that the two triangles are congruent. Okay, this is one. Next, if I join BD now. If I join BD now, do not look at AC. Okay, do not look at AC. Simply look at BD. This BD also divides the parallelogram into two triangles, BAD and BCD. Again, these two triangles are congruent. Okay, and BAD triangle. Okay, BAD triangle is congruent to triangle BCB, taking the proper order. This can also be proved using SSS postulate. So this is the third property. Each diagonal bisects the parallelogram. Number 4. Diagonals bisect each other. Let the point of intersection be O. Okay, let the point of intersection of the diagonals be O. Now diagonals bisect each other means, in this case, OA equal to OC. Okay, and OB is equal to OD. Means OA is equal to OC and OB is equal to OD. Okay, diagonals bisect each other. Next property, Next property number 5. Fifth property is diagonals form equal triangles. You can see by drawing the diagonals, both the diagonals, not one diagonal, both the diagonals, we have got 4 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4. AOB, DOC, COD and DOA. These 4 triangles are equal. Now equal means equal in area. Okay. The size is same, shape is not same. Means we cannot say that these 4 triangles are congruent to one another. Congruency is different. Congruency is different. Okay, congruent triangles are different and equal triangles are different. Congruent triangles means everything is same. Shape, size both are same. I have told you already. In congruency you have to see 2 things, shape and size. And equal triangles means only size is same. Shape is not same. Okay. So these 4 triangles are equal in area. So we can write AR means area. Okay. AR bracket triangle AOB means area of triangle AOB is equal to area of triangle BOC is equal to area of triangle COD is equal to area of triangle DOA. So these 4 triangles are equal in area. Let us imagine that area of triangle AOB is 15 square cm. Okay, 15, 1, 5. Then area of each of these remaining 3 triangles will also be 15 square cm. Then what will be the area of the parallelogram? 15, 15, 15, 15. Add all of this, you will get 60 square cm. Okay. Or suppose the area of the parallelogram is 100 square cm. Then area of each of these 4 triangles will be 100 by 4, that is 25 square cm. Okay. So these are the properties of a parallelogram. Next we will move to rhombus. Let us move to rectangle. Okay. Then we will move to rhombus. Let us move to rectangle. You already know what a rectangle is. Okay, from your lower class, maybe from class 5 we have been studying about rectangles. Still I am giving the definition of rectangle. It is a quadrilateral in which each angle is 90 degree. Okay, each angle is 90 degree. Remember the definition. Each angle is 90 degree, then it is a rectangle. The other way to represent rectangle is okay, give a rectangle sign. So let us draw a rectangle. Okay, each angle is 90 degrees, so it is a rectangle. Now we will go for the properties. The first property is about sides. Okay, opposite sides are parallel and equal. Opposite sides are parallel and equal. That means here AB and BC are parallel to each other and also equal to each other. Similarly, BC is parallel to AD and equal. Okay, so opposite sides are parallel and equal to each other. This is one property of a rectangle about the sides. Next we move to angles. We don't need to mention because each angle is 90 degree. You can see 90, 90, 90, 90. That means all the angles are equal. So do not take it as a property of a rectangle. It is the definition of a rectangle. Number 2 property. Now let us move to diagonal. Each diagonal bisects the rectangle. This property was in trapezium also. Okay, I have already explained what is the meaning of bisecting a vertical. Okay, means it will form two congruent triangles. So if I join AC, you can see we have got two triangles, they will be congruent to each other. So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC. Okay, but we have to take the proper order. So ABC, CD, this is the proper order. Next, if we join BD, the other diagonal, again we will get two congruent triangles. Do not look at AC, simply look at the rectangle and the diagonal BD. So we will get two triangles BAD, BCD. These two triangles are congruent to each other. So BAD congruent to BCD, taking the proper order. Okay. So each diagonal bisects the rectangle. This is the second property. Next, diagonals are equal. Okay, diagonals are equal. That means AC is equal to PD. This property was not in a parallelogram. It was in an isosceles trapezium. Diagonals are equal. It was in an isosceles trapezium. Okay, so this is the third property. Next property. Next property, again about diagonals. Number 4. Diagonals bisect each other. Okay, let the point of intersection be O. This property was in parallelogram also. Diagonals bisect each other. Okay, so we can say OA is equal to OC and OB is equal to OD. Okay, OA equal OC and OB equal OD. In fact, since the diagonals are equal, okay, since the diagonals are equal, that means AC is equal to BD. Okay, then we can say half AC is equal to half BD. Now what is a half AC? OA and OC both are half of AC. You can see the diagram. Okay, OA equal OC, half of AC. So OA is equal to OC is equal to, what is half of BD? Look at the diagram. OB and OD. OB and OD. So all four will be equal. OA is equal to OC equal OB equal OD. is equal to half AC, which is equal to half BD. Okay, it will be better if you remember this. It is not in case of a parallelogram. In case of a parallelogram, diagonals simply bisect each other, but they are not equal to each other. But in case of a rectangle, they not only bisect each other, but also they are equal. Okay, so I can show here. OA is equal to OC is equal to OB is equal to, okay, all four are equal. So this is the fourth property. The last property, diagonals form four equal triangles. This property was in parallelogram also. Four equal triangles means these four triangles, okay, these four triangles will be equal in area, but they will not be congruent. Okay, so we can say area of triangle AOB is equal to area of triangle BOC is equal to area of triangle COD is equal to area of triangle BOA is equal to 1/4. Okay, 1/4 of area rectangle ABCD. That means if the area of the rectangle is 200 square feet, okay, then area of each of these small triangles will be 50 square feet. 200 by 4, that is 50. Okay, this I have forgotten to write in parallelogram, so you can add this. Okay, this I have written, but this I cannot write it, so you can add this in case of a parallelogram. 1/4 of area of parallelogram ABCD. Okay, in the property section you can add. Next we will move to rhombus. Now rhombus is a quadrilateral in which all the sides are equal. All the sides are equal. So let us draw rhombus. All the sides are equal. So this is a rhombus. Okay. Now we go for the properties. First we will go for the sides. Okay. Opposite sides are. We don't need to mention opposite sides are equal because all the sides are equal. Okay. Simply we need to mention opposite sides are parallel. Opposite sides are parallel. That means AB is parallel to BC and BC is parallel to AD. Okay. Now what is a parallelogram? It is a particular unit of opposite sides are parallel. Here also both sides are parallel. That means we can say that a rhombus is a special type of parallelogram. Okay. From this property we can say that a rhombus is a special type of parallelogram. In fact, a parallelogram is bent. As you can see, a rhombus is also bent. Okay. The only difference between a parallelogram and a rhombus is that in case of a parallelogram, the adjacent sides are not equal. One side is longer, the adjacent side, the other side will be shorter. But in case of a rhombus, if the adjacent sides become equal, what happens in case of a rhombus? The adjacent sides of the parallelogram become equal. So all the sides become equal and it becomes a rhombus. Okay. So this is the only difference between a parallelogram and a rhombus. So opposite sides are parallel. Number 2. Next we'll move to angles. Opposite angles are equal. That means angle is equal to angle C and angle B is equal to angle B. Okay. This property was in case of a parallelogram also. Next, we will move to diagonal. Each diagonal bisects the rhombus. Just in case of a rectangle, just in case of a parallelogram, each diagonal bisects the parallelogram, each diagonal bisects the rectangle. So in case of rhombus also, each diagonal will bisect the rhombus. Okay. So if I join AC, I will get two congruent triangles. Okay. So I am not writing. You have to write this. Each diagonal bisects the rhombus. That means triangle ABC is congruent to triangle. You can write ADC or you can write CD. Both orders will be correct in this case. So I am writing ADC. And if I join BD, again I will get two triangles. Do not look at AC, simply look at BD. You will get two triangles BAD and BCD. Again these two triangles will be congruent to each other. So you can write here BAD congruent to triangle BCD. Okay. Next, number 4. Diagonals bisect vertex angles. Okay. This property was not in a parallelogram and not in a rectangle also. This is an extra property in case of rhombus. The vertex angles are bisected. Okay. That means AC bisects angle A and angle C. BD bisects angle B and angle D. Okay. So this angle will be equal to this angle. This angle will be equal to this angle. This angle will be equal to this angle. These two angles will be equal. Okay. Next, diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. Okay. you can recollect this property till this, not this one, not this one, okay, till this. Diagonals bisect each other. This property was in case of a parallelogram also and a rectangle also, but perpendicular was not here. This special extra is in rhombus. So diagonals will bisect each other and also they will be perpendicular to each other. That means this will be 90 degree. Suppose this is O, okay. So AC will be perpendicular to BD. AC will be perpendicular to BD. As in case of a kite, in case of a kite, diagonals were perpendicular to each other, but they did not bisect each other. Only one diagonal bisected the other. The other diagonal did not bisect the first one. Okay. But here the diagonals will bisect each other, one another. Okay. So extra first is perpendicular, then we can write OA is equal to OC is equal to half AC. Okay. So OA will be equal to OC. Next, OB is equal to OD is equal to half BD. Okay. OA is equal to OC equal half AC. OB is equal to OD equal half of BD. So this is another property of diagonal property of a rhombus. Next, the last property, all these properties can be proved using congruency. Okay, but I am not using all those proofs. I am not giving the proofs because it will be very lengthy. Okay, the last property for rhombus, sixth property is diagonals form 4 congruent triangles. Okay. A similar property was in case of a parallelogram and a rectangle. The property mentioned diagonals form 4 equal triangles. You might recollect this. Diagonals form 4 equal triangles in case of a rectangle and in case of a parallelogram. We have written this, you can check. But in case of a rhombus, the triangles are not only equal in area but also equal in size. The size is same. That means area same, size same. Shape same. They are not only equal in area, means their size is not only equal but also their shape. Okay, shape and size same. If shape and size same, that means they are congruent. Okay, so I have written here congruent. Okay, area will be definitely equal. If they are congruent, means they will be definitely equal in area. Okay, so triangle AOB congruent to triangle COB, taking the proper order. We cannot say AOB is congruent to BOC. You have to say AOB is equal to COB. Okay, AOB congruent to COB, and COB is congruent to COD, taking the proper order. Always I am taking the proper order. Okay, then COD is congruent to AOD. So all these 4 triangles will be congruent and area will also be same. If area of the rhombus is 80 square cm, area of these 4 triangles will be 20 square cm each. Okay, so these are the properties of a rhombus. Then the last quadrilateral of this part is square. Okay, it is a very beautiful quadrilateral. Now what is the definition of a square? It is a quadrilateral in which all the sides are equal. All the sides are equal and each angle is 90 degree. Okay, all the sides are equal and each angle is 90 degree. If all the sides are equal, it must be rhombus also. You can recollect the definition of rhombus. What is a rhombus? It is a quadrilateral in which all the sides are equal. Here all the sides are equal. So we can say that a square is a special type of rhombus. Also you can see each angle is 90 degree. This definition was in case of a rectangle. A rectangle is a quadrilateral in which each angle is 90 degree. A square is also a quadrilateral in which each angle is 90 degree. That means a square is also a special type of rectangle. So we can say a square is a special type of rhombus. Also it is a special type of rectangle. Actually it derives all the properties of a rhombus and a rectangle. Okay, I will show it in a diagram later on after this is over. So let us draw a square. A, B, C, D. All the sides are equal. Each angle is 90 degree. Okay, so it is a square. This is the definition of a square. Now we will go for its properties. Property number 1. I am not writing, I will simply write the sides and angles. Okay, I will just dictate. First is about sides. We don't need to mention opposite sides are equal because all the sides are equal. Just we need to mention opposite sides are parallel. Okay, opposite sides are parallel, so I am not writing this. AB parallel to BC and AD parallel to BC. Okay, so opposite sides are parallel to each other. Next property, we don't need to mention opposite angles are equal because each angle is 90 degree, all the angles are equal. See 90, 90, 90 degree. So we don't need to mention anything about angles. Now let's move to diagonal. Okay, the same property, each diagonal bisects the square. Okay, if I join AC, then this AC diagonal will bisect the square. That means angle ABC is congruent to triangle ADC or CDA. Both order will be correct. Similarly, if I join the diagonal BD, then triangle triangle BAD. Don't look at the diagonal AC, simply look at the diagonal BD. BAD convert to BCD. Okay, BCD. So this is the second property of square. Next property, diagonals will bisect the vertex angles. Okay, means AC will bisect angle A and angle C. Just like in case of a rhombus. In case of rhombus also, diagonals will bisecting the vertex angles. In case of square also, the diagonals will bisect the vertex angle. But here we will get the angles. In case of a rhombus, we cannot get any specific angle. Okay, here since the angle is fixed 90 degree, therefore the angles will be 45 degree, 45 degree, 45 degree, 45 degree, 45, 45, 45, 45. But in case of rhombus, we cannot determine, means unless the angle is given, unless the angles of the rhombus are given, we cannot determine what angles the diagonals are making with the sides. Okay, so here each angle will be 45 degree because the angle is fixed 90 degree. Okay. So diagonals bisect the vertex angles. We can write AC bisects angle A and angle C. Then BD bisects angle B and angle This is about diagonals. Next, I'm not writing, I'm simply saying diagonals are equal. Okay, in case of a square, diagonals are equal. Just like in case of a rectangle, diagonals are equal, here also diagonals will be equal. That means AC is equal to BD. Okay. Next, number 4, 5. Next property will be number 5. Number 5. Number 5. Diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. As in case of a rhombus, the diagonals of a rhombus bisected each other perpendicularly. Here also the same thing. Suppose this is O, this will be 90 degree. So we can say AC is perpendicular to BD. Also they will bisect each other. That means OA is equal to OC is equal to half AC and OP is equal to OD is equal to half BD. Okay, but you can see just in property number 4. In property number 4, I have mentioned that diagonals are equal. That means AC and BD are equal. If AC and BD are equal, that means half of AC will be equal to half of BD. So we can say all these 4 are equal. Okay. OA is equal to OC equal to OB equal to OD. All 4 will be same. Just in case of a rectangle. Okay. So all 4 will be same. OA is equal to OC equal to OB equal to OD, which is equal to half of AC, which is equal to half of BD. Okay. So diagonals bisect each other perpendicularly. Next, the last property of square is number 6. The diagonals will form 4 congruent triangles. Just like in case of a rhombus, the diagonals of a rhombus form 4 congruent triangles. Here also the same. The diagonals will form 4 congruent triangles, means triangle AOB congruent to triangle BOC or COB, both are same, order will be same. Okay, which is congruent to COD, which is congruent to DOA. Means all these 4 triangles will have the same side, will have the same shape. Okay, side same, shape same, means they are congruent. Okay, congruent. If area of this triangle is 18 square cm, area of these 3 triangles will also be 18 square cm each. So area of the square will be 18 into 4, means 72 square cm. Okay. So this is about square. Now, all these quadrilaterals, means starting from parallelogram, rectangle, rhombus and square, these 4 special types of quadrilaterals are related to each other. Okay, I'll show that in a diagram, then this part will be over. Okay, so first I am drawing a parallelogram. This is a parallelogram. Okay. Now, if you compare the properties of A, means if you have noted down the properties, if if you compare the properties, or later on you can see if you want, okay. If you compare the properties of a parallelogram and a rhombus, you can see that a rhombus has all the properties of a parallelogram, okay. A rhombus has all the properties of a parallelogram plus some extra properties, okay, plus some extra properties. That means you can say that a rhombus is a special type of parallelogram. So I have drawn a rhombus here. So remember this, a rhombus is a special type of parallelogram. We can say all rhombus are parallelogram, or we can say every rhombus is a parallelogram, but every parallelogram is not a rhombus, okay. A parallelogram has to be special in order to become a rhombus. So remember this relation between parallelogram and rhombus. Every rhombus is a parallelogram, but every parallelogram is not a rhombus. Next, rectangle. If you compare the properties of a parallelogram and a rectangle, the only difference is parallelogram is bent, rectangle is straight. Okay, parallelogram is bent, rectangle is straight. Okay, we can say every rectangle is a parallelogram. In fact, a rectangle has all the properties of a parallelogram. Okay, so we can say every rectangle is a parallelogram. So I am drawing this. Okay, this is a rectangle. From this diagram, you can understand that every rectangle is a parallelogram, but every parallelogram is not a rectangle. For a parallelogram to become a rectangle, it has to be straight. It is bent, it has to be straight. Okay. Now you might be wondering why I have drawn like this. Why I have intersected rhombus and rectangle. Okay, because there are some properties which are both in rhombus and rectangle. Okay, there are some properties which are common in case of rhombus and rectangle. For example, opposite sides are parallel. Okay, opposite sides are parallel. Then opposite angles are equal. Then diagonals bisect each other. Okay, then diagonals form 4 equal triangles. In rhombus there is extra. In rectangle, diagonals form 4 equal triangles. In case of rhombus, diagonals form 4 congruent triangles. Congruent means equal also included. Okay, equal plus same. Okay, so 4 equal triangles. So there are some properties which are common in case of rhombus and rectangle. So I have taken a common area. Also I have taken some area separate for rhombus and separate for rectangle. That means there are some properties of rhombus which you cannot find in rectangle. For example, in a rhombus all the sides are equal. Okay, but in a rectangle all the sides are not equal. In a rhombus, diagonals are perpendicular to each other, but in case of rectangle, diagonals are not perpendicular to each other. So similarly, there are some properties in a rhombus which you cannot find in a rectangle. Similarly, there are some properties in a rectangle which you cannot find in a rhombus. For example, all the angles of rectangle are equal, 90, 90, 90, 90, which you cannot find in rhombus. Okay, then diagonals are equal in case of rectangle, but diagonals are not equal in case of rhombus. So there are some properties in a rectangle which you cannot find in a rhombus. So separately I have done. So some area is common, means some area is common, some area is not common. Okay. Next, the square, the most beautiful one, will be inside all this. The square will be here. Okay, this means a square has all the properties of the rhombus, a square has all the properties of a rectangle, a square has all the properties of a parallelogram. Okay, so you can imagine that rectangle is father. Okay, you can imagine that rectangle is father, rhombus is mother. rhombus is beautiful, you can see. Okay, so rectangle is father, rhombus is mother, and square is their child, their offspring. So it will derive both the property of father and mother. Okay, so this is the diagram which you have to remember. The relation between means the relation among parallelogram, rhombus, rectangle and square. Okay, I hope you have understood this part 2. Thank you for watching.